Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're gonna do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggan.
What a special day. What a special day, boys.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we've got Kyle the Coach Duggan sitting here, too.
It was a very special day, guys.
Oh my God.
I feel bad that I had to be the representative and you guys
No.
didn't get to
Are
be
you
there,
kidding?
but
Couple dum-dums like me walking around going like, hey, what is this, the Chargers?
I'm not going to lie. I would have loved it, but if anyone else could have been there, it's the closest person that looks like me. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, the Duggan blood was in the Chargers.
It's crazy.
The Duggans have stepped foot. It's one small step for Kyle, one giant leap for Charger Chat. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Folks. All right. Well, hey, I don't know if you know what we're talking about, but let's get to it. There's so much to talk about now for this episode. We've got a Bolt Insight, a fan focus, a new segment of stories.
This is so
I've got
much
fan focus. This might be a 2.5 hour long episode.
Let's ride.
Let's talk about what happened today. Set it up for us, Kevin. You got an email saying, hey,
Yeah.
we want somebody
It
to
was
come, right? Like
it was the
break
most. So I got an email from a Chargers email. Jamal, our guy over at Chargers.
Jamal LaFrance, yeah.
The dude, I got the email. And I was like, dude, this is a prank. Somebody's messing with me. This isn't funny. It's not funny. Don't do this to me. But then it was like, call me quick. And I was like, oh shit, I better just stop what I'm doing right now. I literally left my job, ran outside and called him. And it wasn't a joke. It was real. And they asked us to be a part of coming into the team, essentially, into the fold. And they asked us to come to on Monday, the practice.
The day of our eclipse.
The eclipse day. What a perfect timing. Right?
I know, right?
And I got invited and I was like, shit. I'm in Toronto, Canada right now for work. Adam's in Columbia, Missouri for work.
That ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna work. We have somebody. We have somebody in the back pocket that is very handsome
and very close
with a great beard that can drive up there. And yeah, that's pretty much where my story ends. Kyle, what happened? Holy shit!
Yeah. Well, just to go back a half a step, Kevin texted me. What was that? Saturday.
Yeah.
He texted me all of this was happening.
Yeah.
So Kevin just texted me, the Chargers just emailed me. They asked me to call him. I'm calling. And I'm like, call. Like, hurry up. Give him a call.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you talking to me for?
What are you wasting your time with me
for? So he calls him and then he's like, hey, dude, we have this opportunity. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Like, are you flying in? What's happening? What's gonna actually happen? Because honestly, when he asked me to go, I was terrified. Absolutely. I'm not like a networker. I'm not let's just show up and figure out how this goes. I was really, really scared about the whole idea. And what's funny is me and Kevin are on the phone after he's done talking to the Chargers, and I'm like, dude, well, what should I wear? Like, what is this going to look like? He's like, dude, just wear all your Charger stuff. Like, get completely loaded up. I was like, yeah, you're right. That's probably the best.
It's the move.
My polo, my hat. Yeah, that's good. And then we get an email from Jamal that's like, no Chargers gear.
Don't be weird, bro. Don't be weird. Don't come to our facility being a total weirdo fan.
Yeah, I was about to go full weirdo. Face paint, head shaved.
Face paint. Let's go.
Yeah. So thankfully we got an email warning, and I had proper attire for the chart, what we had for the day. But
you looked good.
Yeah. I honestly, like, even in the email, he gave us a little outline of what the day was going to be, but it was so much farther above and beyond what I was anticipating. So it's crazy. I drove up. He gave me the address to the facility. I drive up, and it's like I start to see very familiar like landscape. You know, like where the players drive in and the gate, you know, when they're going to the facility, and then like the parking lot that they walk in through the doors. I was like, oh my God, I'm like, this is here. I'm here. This is it.
I've seen this on TV. Oh my God.
Yeah. I've seen this
There's
before.
IKEA.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
So I get out and I just kind of start walking around. I'm like, am I being catfished? Like, this has to be a prank? I am getting punked. Somebody's going to escort me off the premises when I state my name and what I'm here for.
Kyle,
Nice.
we've been waiting for
Hey.
you. Van
Nice.
pulls up, paintball guns come out. Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Nice beard. Get the out of here.
Yeah, that's honestly what I was. That's pretty much what I was expecting. The other uncomfortable part. Kevin sent me like 14 different accessories to take with me to be able to record everything. I have like a backpack full of video equipment, and I'm like, when am I gonna bust this out? Like,
That's the only way I know how to support you is the gear to like. Okay, I know how to do this. Here, just take it.
I had a gimbal. I had a microphone for my phone. I was
forehead light.
I had a wand. I was just like filming whatever I could. But then I saw someone and I would put it away and get scared.
That's so you. That's amazing.
Yeah. But then, so right when I walk up, thank God Jamal just saw me and knew who I was, because I walked into like 3 different buildings trying to ask where to go. And I went into like the main office where it had like the lock, like the weight room and all the facilities where they do their team meetings. And they're like, yeah. You're here for media. You're going to go over here, walk down this little aisle and it's over there. So I leave the building and then Jamal spotted me. He's like, Kyle, come over here. So I walked over and
Did he look at you and said, Kyle?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
How rad was that?
It was really cool. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Let's go.
Because Jamal's been with the Chargers for forever. He's been with them since
10, 15 years?
Yeah,
something
like 15
that.
years with the organization.
Wow.
He's very much a Charger employee vet. And so he walked me into like the field where the guys were warming up and they were just doing their off-season training. They were just it very much felt like coaches just teaching them how they do their routines, like walking them through certain stretches and how they're going to do sprints and just little stuff. They weren't doing any football drills. It was just like calisthenics and stretching and some running stuff. But still, like I was on the field and I was watching Tuli Pelotu and Scott Matlock and
Perriman,
these guys. Yeah. I was like, it was crazy. And then I was off to the side because they had all the media, because I'm media now. We were off to the side.
No big deal.
But it was honestly, this was just like podcasters. They invited 4 or 5 of the Charger fan podcasts to all come out. It was like,
Love that.
One of the guys with Locked On Chargers was there, Dan Wade. The guys from Not Guilty as Charged. The guys from Chargers Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
The guys from Lightning Round. It was Bolt Bros.
Director.
It was cool. It was like they were just there. So he opened the gate for me to get on the field. I was like, it's just all the guys.
I could just walk
Is
in.
this for me?
Yeah. Surprise. So I was watching everyone warm up, and then I saw Dicker the kicker, and he starts walking over, and he's like, "Hey, can you scooch over for a sec?" Because I was right in the way, because he was pulling out like the portable goalpost to go out and practice, and so I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry." I was like, "They have you doing this yourself?" And he's like, well, someone's got to do it. I guess it's me. And
I love
that
him.
was my interaction with
Dick Perfect. Dick Perfect. Holy shit. You talked to the Dicker.
I talked to him, and he was really cool.
You were in his way.
You were in the Dicker's way.
I was in his way. And yeah, so that was really cool. It would be able to see, like, I don't know, like I've just seen so many clips online of them practicing there. To be able to see it in the flesh was really, really cool. And to meet up with all the podcast guys was really fun. And then they took us he gave us a whole tour of the facility.
Nice. Oh my God. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone
so
that
sick.
reached out and was like, hey, Kev, are you jealous that your younger brother is like going to experience this and you're not? And like, let me just make it clear. Yes, I am. And I will forever will
I'm
be.
happy for him.
No. It's the best person that could go, but shit.
Yeah. So it was, dude, it felt it's just crazy because Jamal's was so cool. He made us feel like VIP. Like he like gave us a private tour of like the weight room where they lift, and it had. I was like, we walked in. I was like,
did it look
Jamal,
clean?
where's the shop vac? Where's the shop vac? He's like, he's like, that's at the new facility. I was like, okay, good.
Good answer.
Okay. Good answer.
So
Nice answer.
He showed us the weight room. We got to walk through, see all like the little meeting rooms, like the quarterback room, the DB room. They all have their own separate meeting spaces. We got to walk in and see the equipment room. The guys were already in there working, like with all the helmets and the gear and all that stuff. We got to see like the rehab facility where they have like their cold tubs and all the tables for all the rehab stuff. So that was really cool. And then so it was the eclipse, right?
Yeah.
So as we were leaving the facility, John Spanos comes out, puts on some of those goofy glasses to look up at the eclipse.
Nice.
And so I saw like
No
some of
way.
the front office guys came out and they were trying to see the eclipse with the glasses on, which was like, wait, what?
What's
Right
happening?
there. This is
Your
crazy.
first time seeing them in person.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And they just had goofy glasses on looking up at the eclipse.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then after that, Jamal took us up to the room where they do the interviews, like where they have all of the conferences,
Press
with the
conferences.
players and the press conferences. So we got to hang out there for about 30 minutes. We were just waiting, but it was cool. We all got to hang out and talk. We talked, what are we going to do at 5? And we were able to talk off-season editions. It was just kind of a fun podcast, hangout, chat.
That's so
time.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really, really, really fun. And then so in the email that they sent Kev, they were like, "Hey, you're going to come to the press conference, but don't talk." It's like basically,
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, like we want
We want to
guys
see you. We don't want to hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we want you to experience
Better
it. We
seen,
want to
not heard.
we want
Yeah.
to offer you like an opportunity to be a part of it and see how it works. And but you're not going to have an opportunity to ask questions. And I was like, that's totally fine. Like I'd be terrified to ask a
I
question.
prefer that actually.
Yeah. But I didn't know who it was going to be. He didn't give us an itinerary. I don't think they had it planned yet of who was going to be there. So we were just sitting, waiting. And obviously I have all the updates on my phone, notifications of every day who they're going to interview. And it pops up that it's Gus Edwards. And then our passing game coordinator, our running game coordinator, I was like, oh my God, Gus Edwards. Like, I haven't even heard an interview from him yet as a Charger.
No, he's new.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this is going to be sick. Like, this is going to be really cool to get some behind the scenes stuff and just to hear him and kind of get his vibe. And so they're about to start. So we all go take our seats in the little seating area right next to the podium. And then it's mostly Daniel Popper was asking most of the questions and Jeff
Classic.
LA
Classic.
Times. So they were kind of facilitating all the questions. Everyone kind of knew they were in charge. They got to ask questions first. But then the guy who was running the whole thing was like, okay, podcasters, you guys got any questions? And I was like, oh my God, what? Like we have questions? And then Jamal was like, all right, Dan, you're up first. And he's like, Dan, why don't you go ahead? Dan Wade's like, okay. He was like, I just got put on the spot. I didn't know what to do.
my God.
He did great. He asked awesome questions.
Yeah, he's a
Really
great
good.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a really good interviewer. So he fell right into the rhythm, but it was crazy because I didn't go into it with any preparation for a question. I was just listening and I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. This is my one chance I'm going to ever
What am I
have
gonna say?
to ask a question at a press conference. And I was like, I just sat there like, what could I possibly ask? Because they were asking all the X's and O's questions. Like,
Right.
what is the offense going to look like? Are you comfortable because of your previous experience? All that kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like I should ask any of those things and just like double down on anything. So I honestly don't know why the question came to mind. But when I think of running backs and the Chargers, I think of LT. So I was like, how do I bring, in my head, I was like, I wonder if he's an LT fan. And so how do I like ask him that without being like, so we all love LT, don't you? And just leaving it open. So I don't know. I was just like, hey, like when we think Chargers, we think, especially in the running back room, we think LaDainian Tomlinson, we think LT. Like, what do you, one, have you gotten to talk to him? And two, like what part of your game will we watch and be like, oh, that's just like LT?
Can I stop this for a second? That was the best question you could have asked to like welcome him as a running back to the team.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. And not only that, but they don't post all the questions that happen on the press conference.
I know.
They posted this one, bro.
They did. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he gave the best answer. It wasn't the
100%.
question. It was the stiff arm answer is the best answer you could
Yeah.
possibly give.
Yes.
What's your closest
that's-
part of your game to him? Stiff arm.
Stiff arm.
Stiff arm. Yeah. 'Cause you honestly don't hear running backs talking about a stiff arm anymore. Like that's not like a go-to move that you hear people like, yeah, I have a great stiff arm. But Gus was like, yeah, he has a great stiff arm. So do I. It's pretty sick. LT
Cool.
did have a nasty.
Oh, he was brutal. LT was brutal with the stiff arm. Well done,
That was
Kyle.
really, really cool.
Great
Adam,
job, dude.
Adam, round of applause to
100%.
Kyle. Proud of you, dude.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Hey, this was a team effort. I wouldn't have been able to be there if it wasn't for all of your guys' hard work on the podcast.
All of our hard work. Like we're here
ours.
grinding.
Yeah, I was the representative, but it was
That's
all
right.
of our hard work.
Here's the thing. You might have to go up there a lot more often on Mondays to go do this. We're going to have to get you a train ticket or something.
This might become a regular thing.
This might be a problem, but we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
It won't be as scary anymore. Now that I know
Yeah.
the vibe of what happens, if they ask me again, I will be there in the drop
It's
of a
like,
hat.
Pop, what's up? Jamal, what's
Yeah.
up? What's up, guys?
You're on a first name basis.
Some
Exactly.
pops.
I love that. So what happened after that?
That was pretty much the end of the day. We had a little hangout. They like thanked us for what we do to help build the fan base, and they were super excited about the season and all the plans they have. And I want to publicly thank the Chargers for allowing us to be able to do that.
100%.
Jamal, you're the man.
So cool,
Thank you
man.
so much, dude. You didn't have to do that.
No,
He has a vision for fan podcasts and what that can look like moving forward, and how we can all work together to build our fan base into one that's what's the way that they put it? Generational. They said they want to build a generation.
Hell yeah.
of fan base. Yeah.
Well, hey, we're going to bring some kids with us. So we're bringing the generation with us,
Me and
baby.
Kev got 8 on our next generation.
We're calling double down. Dude, one of my kids will only wear Charger shirts when I'm gone. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing that I've ever seen.
Well, that is such a treat. Again, not expected, not asked
Thanks,
for,
Jamal.
but
Thanks,
we
Chargers.
can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
It meant the world to us to be invited to such a thing. So thank you guys so much. And I can't.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody that I know.
Nobody.
Well, I don't know how we can. Feels like we should just end the episode there.
Just
because-
call it.
Just
Can't love you,
call it.
bye.
But we can't do that. No, that's just such a special thing that happened. We couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to hear what kind of a day Kyle had. So thank you, Kyle, for enlightening us and sharing that with us. Again, living that through that vicariously is such a treat in and of itself. And can't thank you enough
Yeah,
as
thanks,
much as
buddy.
we can't thank the Chargers as well. Prior to all of this happening, there was Mr. Ben Herbert, who has been interviewed this last week, and my God, is that man intense?
It was one of the better moments I've had as a Charger fan, experiencing that press conference, because you never see these kind of guys get interviewed. Number two, he dominated a press conference unlike any press conference I've ever seen. How
many times does a strength and conditioning coach have an interview? Like, it's not as if he's done this a million times.
It makes
But he
sense because
dominated it.
they don't. And he speaks in front of all these guys. He works with our players more than anyone else. And I learned so much about how it works. Shoulders, necks,
Head,
everything.
shoulders, knees, and toes.
The toes, knees, and toes, necks. It's all about the back and the muscles in the back. Like, I actually started doing like some arm workouts as soon as I woke up the next day. I was like, I got to get into this. Let's get it up.
Nobody's gonna break
A
me.
shoulder girdle.
I don't want to be a noodle. I want to be a rod. You know what I mean?
Hard to break.
Hard to break. Yeah. I want to be harder to break. Sure.
Well, there were some quotes that came from that interview we just want to touch on here. One of those is the cool part about it was that it was my first time. There were guys I had met up to this point, but it was my first time to meet the group. For them to feel me and for me to feel their energy and start the dialogue of what we call training. There was no doubt about my excitement. No doubt about it.
No doubt.
I told the offensive group at the end of their workout that there will come a time where Coach Herb says, and based on the relationship that we've established, you know that is in your best interest. Today, we start that process. I don't expect them to be there now, but we'll get to that point. He later added, I'm here to impact them and this team in the most positive way.
With the most intense stare I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you need a voice. Yeah, exactly.
Give him a voice. How about
persona?
Can you give him like a voice every time you speak in his from here on out? Like give him something.
All right. He went on to say, consistency is incredibly valuable to me. He said, who also related a story about why putting a weight back on correctly in the rack is important. He said, it doesn't matter if it's the second plate or the 10th plate. It goes back precisely. It's no different than a DB's eyes of his footwork or an offensive lineman's hand placement. We practice attention to detail. We train a certain way, but it's also how we keep the room.
Yeah,
I don't change.
That's how it feels. That voice is perfect. That's the energy I felt watching that interview.
I have a wife, 2 boys, 2 dogs, and a car with 4 tires. If I get a flat tire, I'm not going to take it out on you. I don't change emotionally. When I walk into the facility, who you know me to be is who I am.
Dude, the way he said it,
his intensity somehow.
Dude, but the way he did that quote, the way he said that, I watched that press conference maybe 5 times. He's the storyteller. He's building and building and building and building, and then ta-da,
driving a car.
Ta-da, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's crazy, the idea of like putting your weights back specifically.
Yeah.
I think I have a story of in high school, when I went up to play at Robert McQueen High School in Nevada. We won a state championship. They were an incredible powerhouse.
What was your teammate? In case people haven't heard this.
Oh, Calvinoy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of those
Super Bowl winner.
I just want to throw it out there. No big deal. Former Charger. Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to come back this year.
I know.
He
Me
signed a
too.
2-year deal with the Ravens.
The other Harbaugh couldn't let him go, though. He's a smart guy.
Yeah. He gave us everything else, but he's keeping Vinoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch.
But the idea of returning your plates like so precisely. I remember from Rancho Bernardo, they didn't care. You could throw your weights on the ground. You just leave the weight room. It wasn't a big deal. It's their weights. But I went to McQueen. Everything was perfect. Like you weren't allowed to load a bar unless it was the exact right weights. Like you couldn't do a 45, a 25, and 2 10s. No. You couldn't even do a 45, a 25, and a 10. You had to take the weights off and do a 45 and a 35. Or take that whole weight off and do a 45 and a 45. It's just very specific and detailed of how you did everything. And it was putting it back, logo up, so that you could see the weight, and it was just clean. And the whole room was painted, and it was spotless, and it was completely clean. And that's like the vibe that I got. It sounds silly and stupid, but it does set the tone for what the expectations are of the program.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it. It has to come down to all the tiny little things of how you re-rack a weight. Yeah, that's attention to detail. On Sundays, how often is it a stupid penalty that's just not paying attention to what's happening that costs you the game? Mm-hmm. But if you're paying attention to every single detail throughout the whole week, it becomes a habit, and then you do it on Sundays too. So I thought that was really, really cool. It seems silly and minute and minuscule, but it really does have a domino effect.
It impacted you in that way. That's important.
I remember it still. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's teaching through training, and it's a sense of pride in where you work out as well. So it's makes total sense.
It's the grocery cart method that absolutely Herbert has lived by. Put that shit back correctly.
Return the cart.
Justin heard that. He's like, "You hear that?
You hear
Put
that?
your weights back where they belong.
I'm tired of seeing this shit. Pull it together. Harbaugh's here. We're not
Put your
wasting
grocery
time.
cart back.
Yeah,
God
losers.
damn it. Let's see. He went on to say the game of football, building a team, coaching a team is very important to him. If you see it that same way and it's important to you, if you're willing to sacrifice and commit, you're going to have a great relationship and great rapport with coach. If you're not that way, it's probably not going to go well. Darkness. You want to talk about support? Tremendous support. He put me in the situation I was in when coach decided to come here. We had a conversation about what it would look like and be like. Then I looked at my wife and we talked through the details.
Is that how he talks to his wife?
I looked at my wife.
Hey, wife.
Hey, wife, let's talk about some details. Which took probably 5 to 7 minutes. Then I called coach back. I said, hey, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. No, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, but he was basically saying that like it was an instant decision. Like,
Yeah.
I talked 5-7 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to go. It's happening.
Do you want to go to California? Sounds good.
All right.
Schools look okay. All right, cool. We're out. We're leaving.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is. He's an intense man, but I'm glad he's on our side. And I'm
Can
glad.
I say something cool that's about to happen?
No.
Because we no, not allowed to. Something cool that's about to happen. We posted his interview on social media and got one of the most insane reactions.
Yeah, we got
to
a
post
lot of-
with almost a million views on this post, and
Wow.
it's absolutely insane. But because of that post, we had somebody reach out to us and quoted us on our post and talked about it. And I reached out to this person and I said, I think I want to talk to you. I think we should have you on the podcast. And then he said, you know what? You know what? Okay, we'll do that. So I just want to
wife.
I want to set that up before we actually get there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. No, that's the Bolt Insight, folks. It's coming up. It's gonna be a doozy.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be a doozy.
It's so awesome.
And what else is awesome is our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. And we've got a new Patreon member to shout out. Ooh, brother. They earned this.
Who is it?
New Patreon member. We got a shout out. Jay, and I apologize if I pronounced your last name wrong. Enrile?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome, Jay.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Thank
And tell-
you so much.
And we know who you are.
Just tell Adam how bad he messed it up on
Please.
Patreon.
I want to get it right
don't.
for you, Jay.
It's kind of
or
fun
yeah,
when
I
we
could keep
mess up a name
struggling.
for
I
a long
could.
time, yeah.
You can get the Aether Kadir treatment if you want, but
Yeah.
that's up to you. But
or
thank you.
DeLeo for 2 years. That
Listen.
could happen to you.
I can always right the ship. Okay, it's never too late.
We
But,
will fix this.
Yes, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Check out all the exclusive stuff we got over there, behind the scenes, silly videos, new stuff. I mean, it's just great. Patreon.com/ChargerChat. But if you don't want to go over there, it's fine. You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com.
Doesn't sound fine the way you just
It's
said it.
fine. It's fine. ChargerChat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the member section and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check out ChargerChat.com. All right, gang. Kevin teased this Bolt Inside. This guy reached out to you.
Not really. He quote tweeted our thing, our post, and I was
All
like,
right.
you know what? I gotta hit you up because you
What are you doing?
and his this gentleman
doing?
this gentleman won a Super Bowl. We'll just say that.
Hey.
He's an offensive lineman that won a Super Bowl, and he in college he actually trained with the one and only Ben Herbert,
Wow.
and he attributes a lot of his success to him. So I thought it might be fun for all of us to hear what he might have to say about that.
Well, you thought right. And the name of this fine gentleman is?
Cam Jefferson.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we're here with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have Cameron Jefferson, former NFL player, and we're going to learn a little bit more about his history, but I think, Charger fans are going to be really excited to learn a little bit more about him and how it relates to us. Thank you for coming on, Cam. We really appreciate it, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
No, I'm excited because we interacted because of we posted a video about Ben Herbert, and you commented on it. I was like, all right, I got to reach out to this guy, former player, and worked with Ben Herbert. So you worked with him at the University of Arkansas. Tell us a little bit about you're working with him, kind of the dynamic of like that kind of strength and conditioning that he brought to you and your game.
Yeah, my first introduction was on my official visit. They showed me around the facility, showed me the field, showed me the locker room. But the biggest point that they want to really emphasize to me was the weight room and Ben Herbert himself, because he's such a resource to Arkansas. Well, not when I was there, but when he was there, just from on the field, off the field, the mental aspect of the game, mental aspect of taking care of your body. And he was intense the first time I met him. He actually put me through like a little manual resistance workout where I felt like I was pumped, like muscles popping out, chest, shoulders, back, and everything. And then that's why I took that picture with him. I had like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey on. Guns blazing, and everybody when I took that visit, when they posted it, there's like, oh damn, we're getting this kid, cool. Like he really showed me what I could do with my body on another level. He treated all the players as pros, and he has a pro mindset to the point where he can really cater to whatever player needs and whatever he feels like he can get the best out of you.
Well, and you have an amazing career in the NFL. You were on the Bears, Bills, Redskins, and you won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. So you experienced like college and like getting, college athletes getting their bodies ready, getting them ready to go play. And then you experience like the NFL and kind of what was your, if you could compare, the weight room life and like getting your body ready for like those NFL teams versus like working with Herbert at Arkansas.
Yeah, with him treating us as pros, he really taught us about how to take care of the soft tissue, how to take care of the fascia. I didn't even know what fascia was until I got to Arkansas. But that's not a slight thing in my other strength coaches, but that just shows you the expertise and the knowledge that he really had going forward. I think he even won like National Strength Coach of the Year once or twice when I was at Arkansas, or even thereafter. But that just shows you how the impact he's making not only on us but other people around him, so he can get recognized. And it's great to see that he's actually getting recognized on a national level, to where not even just college, but the NFL fan can see him as well.
No, for sure. And you being an offensive tackle, it's such an interesting dynamic in terms of like getting bigger, getting stronger, because we look at all the different athletes and how he can make them faster. But like from your perspective as an offensive lineman, getting bigger, getting stronger, was there anything different that you did before him and then after him and kind of building your body up and getting bigger?
I was like 225 coming out of high school as a senior. I was playing football and basketball, but at the same time though, I got to 300 pounds, but I always felt like I was heavy and big. But even though I was really lean, I felt like I put a lot of weight on my frame really fast. But I made it work throughout the years by relearning my body. When I was at Arkansas, I was like 300 pounds. And middle of the season, I got to about 315, 317, all muscle, didn't even miss a step as far as like speed and explosion. So I was able to put on the right type of muscle, put on the right type of weight, should I say, not just being a big sloppy body that's a people mover, but I can actually move, I can get out in space, I can run, I can get to that second level without missing a beat. And that was really a big help to him.
That's awesome, because we're seeing all the stuff that's coming out of the Chargers. They're filming everything. So we're seeing, he talked about like shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, all that stuff. And they're doing some very interesting looking stuff with like not a lot of weight and just like getting stuff ready and that kind of thing. I played football in high school, so I experienced like the training programs, nothing like what they're showing us with this. So what do you think makes him unique and slightly different than everyone else?
He always has a rhyme and reason for what we're doing. Before we even touch a weight room or even that, then the entrance of the hallways at front of the weight room, he had to have a lacrosse ball. We're doing soft tissue work for the shoulders, hips, ankles, getting real flexible, getting a lather going. And then we'll do like 100 cuts with a jump rope before we even touch the turf. He has cubbies and lockers for we have our weightlifting shoes for our cleats and everything. He said, bring your cleats, bring your sneakers. You already know what we're doing. Your weight room shoes are already in there. So it's like a assembly line for how he does everything. Everything's on rotation. We're not wasting time. We're not wasting anything. And there's always knowledgeable to give the extra edge mentally about why he always has a why. There's nothing that we're doing that's taken for granted. There's nothing that we're doing that's not emphasized. If we're doing soft tissue work, we're doing soft tissue work. We're not worrying about, what lifts are we doing? No, we're working on soft tissue right now. Then when we get to the weight room, we'll worry about the weight room. Like, he always has a rhyme or reason.
So
there's no fluff.
He sets expectations of what he wants. Is that like he gives you like a script of stuff you need to do outside of being with him, or is it like when you're with him, this is exactly what we're going to do to make you the best you can be?
Oh, he's always a resource. So even afterwards, after a session, you're like, hey, coach, what do I need to work on? What can I do to fix this? Or what can I do to make this more of a weapon for myself? And he'll give you the blueprint, whether it's one-on-one or if he wants to give the knowledge to everybody, you have a point of emphasis for the day. Like, hey, we're going to be explosive. We're not going to work real heavy today. We're going to be quick and fast. We don't want you to be sore afterwards. But when it's time to work, it's time to work, though.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, you saw it, it's been a few years since you worked with him. Was it like probably 10 years? When you saw the press conference, because it's kind of going viral, all the stuff he was doing, because not many NFL teams put their strength and conditioning coach out for an interview. It's very rare. That's why we were so excited. Like, oh my God, this is awesome. We're getting a little behind the scenes. When you saw that, what were your thoughts when you saw the intensity and what he was talking about?
That's the same person I met on day one. Is the same person at my pro day. Is the same person when I visited campus. He's always the same person, even kill. He's never too high, never too low. He doesn't change. He's very stoic in that sense. But at the same time, though, his impact is so massive that you can't miss his you can't really miss his intensity. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to get around it. He's going to notice you. He's going to see the details to get you better. And if he sees that you're lacking, he will call you out, but he's calling you out out of love. He's calling you out as a means to make you better, not make you feel like you're down in the dumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and like there's other, players, his former college players that spoke highly of him, including like JJ Watt was like, he was instrumental in like getting me ready. What do you think is the difference? I don't know what the right question is for this, but like everyone has so many good things to say about him. He must be consistent, like you were talking about. What do you think is like the unique thing about him that is going to make him so good for us as Charger fans?
Honestly, I think just the consistency. Like, that's the biggest thing for him. Like, that's his bottom line, the consistency. Can you be the same top tier elite pro athlete day in, day out? And what can I do to make sure you're the same? How can I make you the best camera every day? Every time you step on the field, no matter it's practice, no matter it's a walkthrough, no matter it's game day, playoffs, how can I make you the best you consistently? And with that intensity and having that laser focused vision, he's going to make that happen every day.
That's awesome.
I've never seen him yawn. To say that I've never seen him yawn. I promise you. You can ask any Razorback that was under Ben Herbert's tutelage, even the strength condition coach, like the assistant coaches, nobody yawn, because if you yawn, everyone get on the ground 50 push-ups, no matter where we're at in the workout. Yeah. But at the same time, though, that just shows you that you need to come ready to work.
Yeah. And that's setting the expectation and carrying that through is awesome. And he mentioned that in his press conference, like, I'm going to be the same guy day one, day 365. So that's exciting for us. And then, from our perspective as Charger fans, like, we've always dealt with injuries and like always running through injuries, and we feel like we can never stay healthy, which is weird because it feels like, a West Coast team, warmer weather, we're not dealing with the stuff that would normally mess you up. It seems like we should be in good shape, but we're not. What do you think this could help us with, as a team?
I think Injury going to happen. We know how that's how with football. But certain injuries that can be preventable, like the soft tissue injuries, the injuries to where maybe if we had better stability with our ankles, better flexion with our ankles, like they outlawed the hip drop tackle. Maybe if we're able to strengthen our ankles, strengthen our hips, strengthen our knees, maybe that doesn't happen as severe. You know what I mean? Maybe we can bounce back quicker. Or even really having our whole posterior chain from lower back, hamstring, glutes, calves, wherever you think of, neck, shoulders, you're going to make sure that you're primed to take those impacts. Maybe that's the difference that the Chargers need. You never know. But I feel like with Ben Herbert on staff, that's a big edge for a lot of the front seven positions to stay intact.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion. I feel like he can help prevent some injuries that probably shouldn't have happened as bad or at all.
Well, and speaking as a guy that lives in the trenches, or when you lived in the trenches, that's what we're talking about as a team, making that stronger. It seems like he might be the best fit to help us get, even guys on our roster last year, getting them ready to be in the trenches and be more like set up for success.
Right. Yeah, I feel like he just gives you because he is so consistent. And I know that's just like beating the dead horse on that point, but because he is so consistent, he's going to stay on you, make sure you're doing what you need to do. Because as a prideful, you should have that anyway. But if you have a positive mindset and other people being positive around you, I feel like it can make the process a lot more smoother and expedite certain, like a day or two. And in the NFL, that's all you need, a day or two to really go from bad to good. Honestly, with whatever situation that's on the horizon, really.
That's awesome, man. Well, Cam, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you joining us and giving us your insight on this. We're excited as fans, and hearing your insight onto this and working with him has been so fantastic. So thank you so much. And then if you want to share with our listeners where they can follow you and check you out on social media, where would that be?
On X and on Instagram is BlindsideQ, BlindSideQue.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Cam. We appreciate your insight and your time, man. It was great talking to you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate this.
Thanks, brother.
Well, I'm going to catch myself every time I start to yawn this episode because I don't want to do 50 push-ups.
No,
Mr. Jefferson.
Do it.
Don't make me do 50 push-ups, please.
I don't want to do 50 push-ups, nor can I do 50 push-ups. So
yeah,
I will not yawn.
That was such a great
eat that yawn
interview.
Eat it.
What an insight.
Incredible, right?
To Ben Herbert, man.
This is like old school. This is like 10 years ago when he was at Arkansas. Yeah. This is before Wisconsin. This is before Michigan. This is like, he's talking about being like same day one as day 365, the end of the year. Mm-hmm. He's been like that since he began. So it's just wild to see that perspective and that kind of energy. And I'm so grateful to Cam for coming on and sharing that with us.
Big time.
Yeah.
Man,
so
like
cool.
Great insight onto what we got.
The perspective. Yeah. The perspective he has of being inside of different NFL organizations, NCAA organizations, and being like, yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
And that because he talked about it, Adam did it in his like really serious voice. So like if I blow out a tire or my kids are acting up, I'm not going to take it on you. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to be the same. And it sounds like he's been that since his days at Arkansas before he was even a name.
Exactly.
Which is incredible that he's been able to maintain that same level of consistency throughout the entirety of his career, to the point now that he is just one of the most sought after strength and conditioning coaches, to the point that we
in the
world. Yeah. That's insane. And I love that. I'm so excited. Can the season please start? I
know. I'm just so ready.
I can't wait this long.
But you got to wait because Herbert needs time to get these guys ready. So let's give him some time to build these guys up and make them unbreakable.
I guess. Well,
thank you,
Cam Jefferson.
You made the episode, in my opinion. Like you gave us insight that no one else has. So thank you so much, brother.
Huge. That means the world to us that you would come on and chat with us. Thank you so much. And if you thought that was the only interview for this episode, folks, you'd be wrong.
Wrong.
because we've got a fan focus lined up with somebody who I've been dying to get on this podcast ever since she showed up, making her faces,
Real
screaming
fan.
and shouting in the stands.
She's not.
I gotta
bot,
shout
she's
out
not a fake fan.
No.
I gotta shout out somebody for hooking this up. It's Karen. I love you, Karen. Karen hooked us up.
Goat.
OG. Karen Garcia.
OG.
If you don't follow her, go follow her. She hooked us up, and I got to meet really cool person. All right, guys, we are back with another fan focus, and we are super lucky to have Merrianne from Orange County. What is going on?
Hey, Kevin. It's good. It's good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to meet you. You're kind of famous in the Charger community, especially after last year. Yeah, it was amazing. And we'll get into that because I'm just really excited to hear more about it. But let's kick this off the way we always kick these things off. How did you become a Charger fan?
I've been following football pretty much all my life, as far back as I can remember. I started following the Chargers through my husband. At that time we were dating. I was from Minnesota. And so every time I would come visit him, probably back in like 99, 2000, early 2000s, every time I would visit him, we would try to catch a game. And, we were poor college students. So we're sitting like way up in the back in the queue trying to find like a clean bathroom. But I just remember every time I would come out during the season, we would hit a game with the Chargers. And through that and watching it, I became a fan, but more so just falling in love with Rivers. I know some people are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm a huge Rivers fan. He's wild. He has so much grit. Like, he's just so intense and so fun. And I think part of football for me is like that, following the player as a person. And for me, he's just 100%.
Yeah. Rivers was the absolute man. And the same thing, the fandom got even stronger for me because I've been a fan since early 90s, but like it's stronger for me with him as our quarterback because you just you just like every blow, every throw, all the shit talking. It was like the best. And it was, there was no swearing. So it was like your grandma could watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I could let my kids watch it and we were all good.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. And, all those. Dadgummit. So, you've been a fan for a hot minute. So like, it's kind of exciting time. New coach, a lot of new changes to our team. What are your kind of general thoughts when all these changes happened?
So I was so pumped to get Harbaugh. I know, like, throughout the whole journey of finding a coach, when his name got thrown into the mix, like, that was where my heart was. That was my dream. I was like stalking the facility there in Costa Mesa for a while, sitting outside, hoping people didn't recognize me. But just the feeling of being there and knowing like this is going to be a change. I think we all felt it towards the end of the season after, the loss or the leaving or whatever you want to call it of Staley. There was a change happening. And I think there's been a lot of maybe lack of belief in ownership, lack of belief in things like that. Sorry, I keep disappearing from the screen. I don't know what's going on with
it's
my
magic.
camera here.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I just feel like there's just a change of vibe, a change of spirit right now. I think there's a lot of excitement and faith behind Harbaugh. I mean, that's who we want. We want somebody that's revolutionary. He's going to make a change, and sometimes change is hard. Change is difficult, as we've seen in the past couple of weeks. I mean, I had a really rough time last week. There was one night, I'm pretty sure you know what night, when Keenan left. I think we just stopped everything in our house. I was cooking dinner and I just stopped cooking dinner because I'm like, gosh, that's really, really hard to see somebody that carried the spirit of our team for the past few years. I mean, you talk Chargers, you talk Keenan. But knowing that if we want something radical, a change, we want to win, we want something different, there's going to be radical change, and with that comes pain. But I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. I love like how quirky he is. I love how I don't give a care what anybody thinks. Like, they have a vision, like he and Ortiz, I feel like they kind of play off each other really well, and they've gotten like their staff really well. I think, the training team with Ben is going to be amazing. I think our prehab, our rehab, and all of that prep has to be really, really good for our guys to be healthy and play. And so I'm super excited. I think Harbaugh is going to change the game. It's going to change our culture. I'm so freaking pumped for that quirkiness, that excitement, that personality that comes with it all. I think following a team, there's a lot of it. Like I said, with Rivers, you follow the personality of the team, and it has like a certain level of almost identity, but something that kind of, you look at the Dolphins, like, who their coach is, right?
Sure.
And that's like, it's going to be us and we're going to be significant.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Any coach that lives in an RV by the ocean, and did you hear that he lives like 100 feet from Greg Roman, has his own RV right next to him?
So I didn't hear that, but I'm kind of I'm not a stalker. I'm not. I don't want to freak people out, but like I hear it's like not too far away from where I am.
A few more beach trips.
I know, and I'm like, oh man, we got to hit the beach up. But honestly, I think it's super rad that he's so like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna do this. I don't have a house. I don't whatever. Did you see his garage sale posted?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I wish I was there to like freaking scope out his stuff. But I mean, he's here. He's ready to roll, and that's all that matters, like, and I think like him at the combine and the things that he says in his interviews are just awesome. So hilarious.
He's so entertaining. And, what I learned, speaking of entertaining, finding out about you was such a unique way to learn about you, and just you on TV and the way they featured you is exactly how I feel as a Charger fan inside.
Right?
I know. And you showed it for my fandom. You gave it to everybody on TV. So I appreciate you for doing that. But tell us a little bit about what it was like, because you were on like TV shows and all that just for being a crazy, awesome fan.
What's funny is like, it sounds weird, but I'm kind of an introvert. I don't talk to people very often. We just kind of go to the games, home games. We just go to the games. And then the other games, we don't even go to watch parties. We're just at home. So I'm not a very like chatty person. I'm not a very social person. And then this all blew up and happened. And it kind of changed like the way that I fan almost. Like, I think we all go through that journey, especially with the Chargers. Like every game is a roller coaster. Every single game, you're excited, you're sad, you're angry, you're happy, you're all these different emotions for all these different plays, these different players. And so these emotions played out in a way where everybody got to see it before I realized what I look like when I watch a game.
Yeah, I love it.
And so to this day, I haven't rewatched it. I just, I'm afraid to see myself. But I see the photos and everything. I'm like, gosh, I asked my husband, like, do I really look like this? And I asked the kids and they're like, Mom, you look like this at soccer. Or you look at this at like Friday Night Lights, And so it's interesting how it all played out. I think it was just all the emotions in one game that kind of, okay, this is tripping me out, this disappearing action.
No, you're good. It's very magical. It's very magical. Well, I love it because the talking points on us is like, we don't have any fans. We don't have any diehard fans. And you showed everybody that we do. They exist. We're there. We support our team. We love our team.
Oh yeah.
So we appreciate you doing that, and it just means a lot because we've been fans for a long time, and we hate hearing that. And I feel like that narrative's shifting. You know what I mean? Like Charger fans are here.
I really think the narrative is shifted. I really think that it's going to continue to shift as the next few seasons come along, and we kind of show up as a competitor, as somebody that's going to be like, hey, we're gonna take you out. We're gonna take this. I think it's funny that the narrative is that way, because when I go to games, I'm just one of the fans like every other fan out there. There are those that are out there that go to every single away game.
Brisket Bros.
They travel. Yeah. Well, I freaking love the Brisket Bros.
Yeah, same.
But even like, I mean, like Doc, like,
yeah.
Like Charger Chick, they're always there. And they're always there for the team. They're always there for the fan. They're always there supporting and sacrificing their lives to be there for the team. There's so many of them out there. And to say that Chargers don't have fans is such like a narrative that is so untrue.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to prove them wrong in the next few seasons when they see powder blue everywhere.
Oh, I'm excited. I think Harbaugh is going to bring a lot of new fans too. So we'll see how that goes. Big time.
Totally.
So let's get you out of here on this. We always like to find out. We've had a roller coaster of fandom for as long as you've been a fan, as long as I've been a fan. There's ups, downs. What is one of your best memories of being a Charger fan?
There's a lot. There's so many. If you look at the game against like the Niners when we came back from like 21 down, I remember it was like during the Christmas season. We were at home, we were wrapping gifts because I'm a last minute kind of person, and we stopped everything. I mean, because we were losing, we were down, like even like halfway through the fourth quarter, you know. I remember Rivers throwing like a fourth down pass conversion, and that was it. That was the turnaround, and we won in OT, which was insane. I think that was where our entire hearts, my kids found out what presents they were getting. Like it was just
Mom didn't finish.
It was game over. It was whatever. Who cares, you know? And that was great. I mean, the playoff game against the Ravens was pretty freaking awesome because that was the first time. I mean, that was a wild card game, I think, that we won against the Ravens. And then that was the game that Rivers did that first down. Do you remember?
I mean, Keenan squealing in excitement.
Well, I didn't see him squealing till like the
mic'd up.
Yeah. But during the game, I mean, you saw Rivers like, and then he's like first down. I'm like, oh my God. I love that, right?
It's so good. So good.
I love it so much. But, you know, I think those moments, those memories show the person, the human. And I think that is important to me. And I think that Niners game is kind of important because Harbaugh was coaching the Niners at that point. So it's like full circle again. So those were really exciting for me. And even like when Rivers was playing so injured, even though it was, you know, obviously a rough ending to the game, just seeing that grit, that passion was such a favorite kind of moment for me as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's the fan, you know, it's the players. The players in those moments is the most memorable. It's not necessarily always the wins, but it's like those moments that you remember with the players and those, you know, it's Junior Seau for me. It's LT. It's like all those different things, you know, it's so much fun. So
it is so much fun. And like Keenan this past year, we were in the cabana and one of the families that came by, they had this little kiddo and he was probably like 2 years old. But they have this sign like my first word was mama, my second word is dada, and my third word is Keenan Allen. And at the end of the game, he came over and he like,
oh my God,
you know, like hugged the kid, like signed his jersey, and they have it that forever memory. I think these forever memories will always like favorite moments for me. Just seeing the players come out and hang out with us fans and kind of appreciate our support, but also like recognize that like they matter to us. Like they significantly matter to us. So
absolutely. Well, Merrianne, it's an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope to run into you at a game this season. It's going to be an exciting year. A lot of fun stuff to look forward to. So thank you again for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you. Sorry about the crazy camera.
No, it's awesome. I love it.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Love Merrianne.
She's awesome, dude.
That was awesome. I loved hearing those stories.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah, absolute sweetheart. And great stories. And yeah, man, like what a great time to be a fan of this team. What a great time to join and be a part of this. I mean, she's been a part of it, obviously, for quite some time.
Early 2000s, like that's a long-time fan.
But all the quirkiness of Jim Harbaugh and the change this team is going through, and
it feels like the start of something really, really like tradition. It feels like the start of a tradition. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's the start of something big. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is just another change. This is like, no, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And I see it, you guys see it, and I think Merrianne sees it as well. And I'm so happy to have her along for the ride. And I hope we run into her at the tailgates and everything.
It is a goal of mine to meet her in person. That's for sure.
Because I know the energy she brings is going to be infectious and it's going to be fun, and we're all going to just have a great time. And Merrianne, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with Kevin. We really appreciate it.
Merrianne.
All right, folks. Well, now we've got a new segment. Trying this out.
What?
It's something new.
Huh?
I know this episode wasn't long enough. We needed to jam something new in here.
We got something very special.
It's very special. Yes. This is a little segment that we are calling Rivers Lake Storytime. We will have a new limited series. This is in partnership with the Rivers Lake Yacht Club. We have 8 radio plays coming your way this offseason. It'll be on every other episode moving forward during the lead up to the season, with the very first episode starting right now. So this is riverslakeyachtclub.com that is providing this fantastic radio script, and we're just gonna have a little fun. It's the off season, folks, and we need to keep things fun and moving, and it starts right here.
Saucy.
Rivers Lake story time.
Yes, now we go.
Well, hello there. Gather round. Want to tell you a story. Old Wool Dog was once the hottest name in international chess, but it wasn't his play that he was known for. It was his voice. International competitive chess was getting hot on TV. Smarter than those Senate subcommittee hearings on C-SPAN, and without the violence and depravity of professional cornhole. Fortunes were made with every checkmate. Wool Dog was a big reason. And then one spring day, the tables were turned. This just in, the International Voice Actors Guild is officially on strike following disastrous negotiations with the World Chess Federation. Hello? Is this Wool Dog? Yeah? It is I, the chess grandmaster known as Ein. Oh, hi. Nine, I said Ein. By now you have heard of the little misunderstanding between my World Chess Federation and your IVAG. The IVAG? Well, that's my union. Nevertheless, the upcoming chess championship is a once-in-a-lifetime affair. A new Supreme Grandmaster will be crowned. You cannot allow this little squabble to get in the way. The show must go on and the Wool Dog must anchor the TV production. Well, I don't know, sir. That's Grandmaster. Sorry, Grandmaster. I need to call my agent. Your agent is a snake. You are a free mensch. You must do what is right for the game. Wool Dog never thought he'd end up in the middle of a striking union, like purgatory for the living. He could only sit and wait for rescue, but rent is due and on his lakefront estate. Maybe Wool Dog's agent will know what to do. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, beep. Oh, so you heard. Yeah, one of the grandmasters just called. He said the tournament is going forward. They still want me to host it. What? Oh, no, sir. That doesn't work. You cannot cross the picket line. Oh, it's a violation. I know. That's what I said. You tell that pompous hoo-ha. Under no circumstances are you to set foot in any facility involving international chess tournaments or board games. Not 100 meters from a camera, a microphone, or any checker table of any kind. So that's it? How long is this strike going to last? Oh, it'll be a while. The Chess Federation, always 3 moves ahead. Oh, the IVAG Union, bunch of clowns firing blanks. Better pucker up, buttercup. But I need this gig. What you gotta do now is take some time for yourself. Think of this strike more like a blessing or some other sign, from God. Okay. Maybe I'll go to the Chargers training camp this year. Road trip to L.A. Oh, what are you, nuts? That's the one place you don't go. Look, I take back what I said. I want you to use the one strategy that has always worked every time it has ever been tried. That is to lie low, like a mongoose. Well, now, that's a test, Wool Dog. You're caught in the crossfire between angry titans, the Chess Federation and the Voice Actors Guild. The Grandmasters offer you a lifeline, but that means turning your back on the Union. The Union says rise up against the Grandmasters so that future voice actors might get a better deal. That agent wants you to languish in the darkness of an uncertain future. Training camp in El Segundo and an adventure on the road to L.A. beckons. Maybe the agent has it wrong. In any case, you need money. So tell us, which will it be?
Wow. Well done. Nice script.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Senior Snappy.
Well, and you doing all the voices is actually the most insane thing I've ever actually heard.
What is this?
It's
fun.
Very well done. Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. I think he wants me to make a decision, though. He's giving me 3 options here, whether I go the chess route, whether I go the agent route, or whether I say nuts to it all and just go to the Chargers training camp, road trip to LA. And I think we all know. Yeah, that's the right answer. You road trip to LA. Money will find another way somehow into my
always
pockets.
make more money.
Yeah.
Hey guys, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Everything will be much easier.
Yeah. I got the Patreon. What else can I do?
I'll be fine.
Well, Senior Snappy, thank you again for an awesome story time. Very excited to see where this goes. The last time had me down in Mexico and Montezuma's Revenge and poop everywhere.
It was wild.
It was a wild time. You had to be there.
You moved your way west to LA. You're very close to Mexico.
I'm moving on up. So, all right. Well, folks, it's now time to go to Ask Boltfam. And we got some questions this week. It'll be, let's see what's going on.
All right.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement. Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude. Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam. And we start at the top with Anthony Tony Francis, who asked the question. All right, guys, this has been such a crazy week. I've been at WrestleMania 40 all week in Philly and got to watch Cody Rhodes finish his story to become the new WWE Heavyweight Champion. Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson also made an appearance on the show as well. So here is my question. To keep in the wrestling theme, what 2 Chargers players are you most likely to see at next year's WrestleMania? They would need to have larger-than-life personalities who don't mind being the center of attention. K, love you, bye.
Deion Henley.
Ooh.
Denzel Perman. We're sending our linebackers to WrestleMania.
Okay. Our linebacker core is going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Well,
they will dominate.
You know, he doesn't say they need to be current Chargers players, so I'm surprised nobody went with Sean Merriman.
Yeah.
The lights out.
And congratulations on a successful MMA.
Yes.
Yeah. Lights out event.
Yeah. I think Sean would just eat that up at WrestleMania for sure.
But I think he's done. I don't know if he's done WrestleMania, but he's done wrestling before.
Yeah.
I know he's been a part of it. It makes sense.
And he would jump on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, 100%.
He would have a blast with that. So
yeah.
There you go. There's some names for you, Mr. Anthony Tony Francis. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Justin Sabercool, who asked the question.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit! After hearing Ben Herbert Press and the pics of him coaching the players, I now want to run through a motherfucking steel wall and train my body even harder in the gym. How excited are you guys to see the results of his coaching this year? Appreciate you guys, and Kate, love you, bye.
I just want to say right off the bat, Justin Sabercool is like proper like bodybuilder. Like the guy works out, he's a monster. Yeah.
Ooh.
Full-blown monster. So the fact that he's excited and getting fired up to work out even harder than he already does.
Indestructible.
Get some
just
gains.
Like, don't hurt yourself, Justin. Like,
yeah, please.
Yeah, don't
pace
hurt yourself, bro. Yeah, take it
not
easy.
A race.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, we're pretty dang excited. Here. I mean,
it was like a shot to the vein of just like
it really is
energy and like excitement. Like you saw like all the social media, everyone talking about him and like how exciting he was, and like who gets that kind of coverage as a freaking strength and conditioning coach?
Name me
like
one other team. I'll wait.
It'll take a while. It'll take a while.
Team, yeah, that has a strength and conditioning coach that the whole social media explodes over. Other players come out of the woodwork to say how much they love him. Yeah,
strength and conditioning coach.
Come on.
It's perfect that his name is the same as our quarterback.
I know.
So it makes it a little
so easy for us.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier. Yeah. Justin and Ben sitting in a tree. LIFTING.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Have you been going to improv classes, Kevin?
Maybe.
That was pretty smart.
Maybe.
That was pretty smart.
All right. There you go. Justin Sabercool. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Big Red Bolts fan, who asked the question. We already have Sir Herbo, whom we do love a lot, and we now add a coach I shall refer to as Herbot, the shiny new training man whom we recently got, who is undoubtedly as serious as a thrombolytic blood clot. At the podium, he was intense and steady and ready to bound, like a hybrid cyborg Puma man when fresh prey is around, while intently gazing from his branch to the ground, his head snapping to attention at every new sound. And as he answered each question and gave us his take, he gazed like a predator in front of rare steak. But pounce he did not, his hunger he did shake, before uttering the statement that made the ground quake. I will not break these men, he said, I will make them harder to break. And woe is the fool who mistakes my weights plates. If goosebumps ye lack from the speech he did make, a check of your pulse you should immediately take. Now for a question of ye old Coach Kyle, as you heard Big Ben Herbot's philosophical style. How huge was your how big was your smile? K love you bye, F the Raiders on cold tile. P.S. Congrats on the love from Chargers Weekly.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
That's just, I don't understand how he's so clever. And the F the Raiders on cold tile? That's beauty.
No,
Chef's kiss on that one.
That's just straight torture.
And thank you for saying that, because like on the last Chargers Weekly, we got a question answered, and then he referenced our interview. It was like the greatest day of my life.
It was a double whammy.
It was a double whammy. It was awesome.
Love that.
So, yeah, appreciate it, brother.
All right. How big was your smile there, Coach? It was pretty big.
That big. This
big.
Pretty big.
Yeah, no, that's a quote too that belongs on a t-shirt. That's like, I'm not trying to break these guys. I'm going to make them harder to break.
Yeah. That's the hardest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Mother, please.
Because it's not like him saying about it himself. He's like, I'm going to take these men and make them harder to break.
Yeah.
It's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, because we've all heard, like, I'm going to break you down and rebuild you, and you're going to be something else. You're going to be totally different. It's like, no, dude, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to make you harder to hurt.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make you
it's so rad.
You.
Yeah.
It's like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. No.
Take that.
I make
Reverse
pieces of shit really hard so no one can eat them.
Yes. Answer.
There it is. All right. Big Red Bolts fan. Thank you, buddy.
Dude, thank you for that. That was beautiful.
Always beautiful. Love hearing those.
Mwah.
All right. Let's move it on now to Dirty Ferdy.
Oh, shit.
He's back.
The Ferdy. I love this
the
guy so
question?
much. God damn.
Hi guys, Dirty Ferdy is here for some fun. I'm gonna keep it short. You're welcome, little doggy dog. Hope all is well with you fellas. Really bummed I missed you guys on the last Zoom call, but we will catch up soon. Okay, this is for all three of you. Pull up your socks and let's have some fun. Imagine you're in the war room on draft day and your pick is up next. I want you three to roster our Chargers starting 11 on offense by alternating each pick. You can pick any player from any team from any year to make your dream team. Miraculously, everyone is in their prime. Even if you pick a player from 1977, he is ready. So 11 is not a number, so whoever picks last can choose your favorite defense. Kind of like fantasy football. You are making your Super Bowl roster. K love you, bye.
All right. 11.
Can you explain this?
So he wants us to build an offense. 11 guys, offense. But it can be any player from any team from any year, basically.
So like an all generation team.
Exactly.
All NFL.
All NFL. Doesn't have to be just Chargers.
Wait,
so 11.
That's hard.
That's hard.
All right, let's wing it. I'll start.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go with you want to kick it off?
Yeah, no, you said you want to start, so start.
All right, well, I just was waiting for like that.
Yeah.
Are we doing linemen or are we just doing the 7?
Do it all. But he wants 11. Let's do
Let's
this.
do it. I'm going to go Barry Sanders, running back.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
interesting. Why? What was the thought? Why was he so exciting to you?
Incredibly elusive.
Over
Just
like Marshall Faulk, Emmett
I think
LT.
I think it was the fact that LT, honestly, obviously, like the best. But
what do you mean? Obviously, you just picked Barry Sanders.
But he retired early, and I don't think he had enough. Like, there's something about Barry Sanders that was like the craziest running back of all time. So I'm gonna go Barry.
I will
Sanders.
say that was a very bizarre first pick.
he said you don't have to
keep you on your toes.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah,
right.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
I know.
You can pick something.
It's still bizarre. All right, I'll go to the quarterback position. I'll pick
bizarre.
Phillip Rivers.
Nice. Well done. I'll go to the tight end
So
position.
you guys are being total homers.
I'll pick
on this
Antonio Gates.
Fair. All right, I'm going to go wide receiver position. I'm going to go Jerry Rice.
Okay.
It's very weird. Okay, I'm gonna go fullback. I'm gonna go fullback, and I'm gonna go Lorenzo Neal.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I'm gonna go center, pick Nick Hardwick.
Okay, I like that. Good pick.
I'm gonna go. What do I do here? We'll go left tackle. We'll go. This is the open book. I don't know what to say here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with our current left tackle. This sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have that.
Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what his name is.
I do, but I'm. People are listening to this, Kevin. I don't want them to just
I assume they know what our left tackle is. We're gonna go. Yeah, left tackle.
All right.
Okay. What else we got?
All right, let's see. What
We need
else
some
we got.
more.
What are we gonna do?
More wide receivers.
More wide receivers. More linemen.
Okay, we'll go wide receiver. We'll go Lance Allworth.
There you go.
Throwback.
All right,
My
you guys
bad.
make me look like assholes.
Brian Lance.
You assholes. All right. Did we do a fullback? You already did a fullback. So
Yeah.
what other Chargers can I do? You did Hardwick. Let's do Jamari Sawyer, right tackle. Sorry, right guard. Right guard.
Okay.
Jamari Sawyer.
All right.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna go. Actually, I'll take it back. I'm gonna go Clary. I'm gonna go Jeremy Clary.
Okay.
Gonna go back to the LT days.
I'm gonna go guard and pick Chris Dealman.
Ooh, nice.
He had a rod for a neck.
Okay.
Nice. So I don't even know what the count is right now. Where are we at?
So let's see. We got
Yeah.
Phil,
What are we missing?
halfback, running back, wide receiver, right,
Tight end.
left tackle, tight end, guard, center. Did we already pick another right tackle?
Nope.
Or
No.
you got Jamari Sawyer. So we need a right tackle. I think that right tackle would end this roster.
Wrap
What
it
a
up.
bizarre position to have to pick.
Do not say what I hope you will not say.
No, that we're not gonna do that. I feel like we don't have like who's like the right tackle of our Charger dreams that we've had. I honestly don't know any. Shane Olivier. I guess we'll go with Shane Olivier. Final answer.
There it is.
90s.
The 2006. That's from the 2006.
That's 2006. All right, cool. All right,
Yeah,
right on.
That's record-setting LT scoring touchdown guy. So
When in doubt, go to the LT era for sure.
yeah,
There you go. All right. And then
tough question, Ferdy.
that was a tough question, buddy, but we made it. And favorite defense, we'll say the 2006 Chargers defense. So just to round it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dirty Ferdy, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Charles Motts, who asked the question.
No, not fresh. Not fresh. Sorry.
Where is the Charger draft party gonna be? That's a good question, actually. I haven't heard any news about where the Charger draft party is going to be. They normally have had it. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think the DHBC, Die Hair Bowl Club's having a big one in Southern California, in Orange County, I think. So that's the extent of a draft party I've heard. So
but Chargers always have like
one,
they've had like Newport Beach, and I think last year's was at the Westfield Mall, if I remember correctly. So
I think the new setup is we don't do parties because we're here to kick ass. We don't have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have a fight club.
Like that's the
parties are for pussies.
We're here to fight. You want to come in here and get punched in the face?
And the first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. You don't party. We can't tell you where the Fight Club draft.
Can't tell you where it is.
Secret.
Sorry, Charles.
You're not in the know,
dude. I wish I could tell you where it's at.
I wish there was another rule, but
I am surprised that they haven't announced anything yet with the draft ever so close. But maybe they will. There might be some announcements here in the not too distant future.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah,
sure.
Keep an eye out there, Charles. But thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Hangry Seth, who asked the question.
Matt Money said there could be a possibility that Cardinals trade out and trade back in with Chargers for 11 and a second and a third. Just loading up. I think he's onto something. What do you think?
Interesting concept. I did see they released a video of like the war room for the Cardinals when he was doing a draft day of like trading his pick and then coming back into the first kind of thing. So I think that's probably what kind of instigated the concept of the Cardinals trading out and then coming back in. I don't know. I don't for what was it a second and a third?
Yeah. So basically, you end up with a first at 11, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths, which that's a lot of players in the first 2.5 days. So
yeah,
I mean, any scenario where we get to trade back and stay in the top 15 is A+ in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you guys something that has kind of thrown me for a loop? Just saw a whole bunch of Brock Bowers highlights recently.
Oh no!
And
back on the Bowers.
I don't know where I stand. This is problematic, and I'm glad that I don't have to make these decisions. Because
it is crazy to think. I mean, like just like 2 months ago, everyone was like Bowers at 5, Bowers at 5. Don't even think about anything else. Bowers at 5.
Yeah,
and now it's like, well,
Bowers at 11, Bowers at 11, Bowers at 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign me up. No,
well,
I watched like a 3-minute highlight clip of his best shit, and man, that is a problem.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
I'm not saying that's what I want, but maybe I do. I'm not sure. I'm not saying.
It sounds like you might want that.
That happens if you. I mean, I would assume he's there at 11 potentially.
Yeah,
he might not for sure be, but there's a potential for him to, I know the Jets.
If he's at 11, that's what I'm taking at 11. Honestly, like I want the lineman, but God dang, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the problem is linemen get thin after the first round. Like
linemen never get thin.
If you get a lineman, that's true. Historically, though, a lineman in the first round will pay off. You don't normally get like the diamond in the rough drafting a 3rd round left tackle. It's
right.
It's not really going to hit. So you either do or you don't unless you take him in the first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that even though it's not like the trade with the Vikings where they talk about getting 2 first-round picks, like that's great. But getting another second and a third, like if there was ever a year that I would want to load up on college draft picks, it's the year that you get the guy that just won the national championship, has been playing in college for the past how many years and knows these guys. Yeah, he's either recruited some of these guys that are going to be available in second and third, knows what they bring to the table, knows what kind of qualities they have. I wouldn't hate this at all, honestly. I think this would be an interesting trading scenario. And with the Cardinals, that's fine. Like, whatever. Who cares?
No, whatever. Get your guy.
Fair.
So there you go. Hangry Seth, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to the K-Man, who asked the question. Hey, you three. First, have you ever left a Chargers game and had to use the porta potty in the parking lot for a righteous dump after consuming too much tasty food at Thunder Rally and inside the stadium during the game? Yikes. Second, do you think they trade back if possible?
Very well disguised question. That was pretty funny. Well done. Well done. I find that hilarious, actually.
So have you
taking a shit at the stadium?
Well, no, not just that, but like after the game, the porta potties out in the parking lot. You walked out of the stadium. You're like, I gotta take a shit.
I've taken some real enjoyable pees in those porta potties.
Oh yeah,
it's just there's no way around it. You have to. You're searching for one. You see one. It's like a mirage. You're like, is that really there? Is it? Do I really get to do this?
This is happening.
I would say actually taking a dump at the.
I would say I'm more of a sensitive deucer. Like I need to have the right environment. You know what I mean?
True.
Like too much stress. If I'm like, we just came out after a win, I'm too excited. I'm not gonna take a dump. If I come out, we lose, I'm like too sad. I'm not gonna take a dump. So I'm just gonna like get to wherever I need to go. You know, pisses are pisses, but deuces are deuces.
There it is.
That's true. I've never heard anything truer.
Truer words were never spoken on this episode. Or this podcast in this history of this podcast. So
true.
Yeah.
I'm a frightened shitter.
Deuces are deuces.
Deuces are deuces and pisses are pisses.
Fair.
Put that on a bumper sticker,
brother.
You're welcome.
And do we think they'll trade back if possible? Yes.
But that's the question. That's the real question.
I don't think so. The other one had a lot more build up, a lot more detail.
He disguised it so beautifully. I think we will trade back. I think we will. I don't think Marvin Harrison's going to be there. I think he's going to get selected at 4 by the Cardinals, and then we're going to trade back and get a whole bunch of whatever we can get. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
I agree.
There you go. The K-Man, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Guidebook Beats, who asked the question.
With all the new things happening with our Chargers, what do you think Herba and Ortiz are doing going into the draft? Do you think they stay at 5 or trade back for draft capital? Also, as we've seen QJ training hard this offseason, what's our prediction on his season stats?
Nice.
Yes, they will trade back. If possible, more draft capital.
I think that's it.
I think that's
if Marvin Harrison's there, we're taking him, but he's not going to be there, so we're going to trade back. That's my thought.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
All right, QJ, over under 700 yards receiving.
Well over.
Over.
How much?
Over under 7 touchdowns.
Over.
Whoa.
I think
you're all over the map, Kevin.
I think we no. I think we have 1,000-yard receiver with 9 touchdowns.
In QJ specifically.
Quentin Johnson?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big year.
You're welcome. Put it
sophomore.
Call your bookies and get it set up.
So if that's the case, you're not drafting wide receiver first round.
I'm good.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting 1,009 if you draft.
You're so silly.
No, I'm fine. That's good. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I stay on that take.
Yeah.
Okay.
We drafted him first round last year. Still a first round wide receiver. In my
I can't imagine drafting wide receiver in the first round.
One.
I just don't see that happening.
It's not gonna happen.
After you got rid of Mike and Keenan, like you clearly don't. That's not a value. So why are you going to spend 2 years first in a row? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I think they have plans for him. They have plans for the frog, the bullfrog, if you will. The horned frog, sorry. The horned frog.
All right. Guidebook Beats. There you go. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Manuelito Pedito.
Nice.
Great name.
Sup, party people? Is it draft day yet? Seems like as we get closer, the time just drags. I think in the last 30 days, I've looked up mocking draft more than my wife does cock and shafts. I wish it would just come already. Not the shafts, I mean. I meant the draft. Now in the last 2 years, the Cardinals have traded down twice in the first round. So this year, I strongly think they're going to stay at pick 4 and get Marvin. So if we do stay at number 5, who do you guys hope? Not think. Hope we get. And if we do trade down, who do you hope we get in 11 and 23? Okay, guys, even after all that shaft talk, it's going to feel weird saying this, but I'm still going to say it anyway. Much love with big bear hugs. Panito out.
Oh, that was good, man. You hurt me with that one.
You are a giggly man. All right. So, who do we hope? Not think. Who do we hope they get if they stay at pick 5? And Marvin's not on the board. Cardinals have already taken Marvin. Who do you hope they get at pick 5?
I don't want to pick 5.
That's not the question, Kevin. Who do you hope they get at pick 5?
If we're at pick 5, I want Marvin Harrison.
But he's not available.
Yeah, they're saying if they're going to stay at pick 4 and get Marvin. So if we stay at pick 5, Marvin's off the board. Who do you hope
then
they
we're
get?
trading for because somebody wants the 4th quarterback.
But we can't trade.
No, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't.
Well, he's saying, who do you hope?
At 5?
Yeah,
if I'm forced to stay at 5,
yes,
and I have to pick something.
Anybody.
Malik Neighbors.
Okay. That's fine.
That makes the most sense. Or be wild with how everyone's like projecting us like Rome Odunze. With one of those guys, I guess. I just don't think 5 is a good place for us unless Marvin.
And that's fine because he follows it up with who do you hope we get at 11 and 23?
11 and 23. I want to
have my
Fuaga
attention
at 11. Really bad.
Fuaga.
And I want the 23 is the tough call because I feel like it could go so many ways. You could go corner, like a Cooper DeJean out of Iowa would be kind of cool. Like a big guy, 6 foot, 200 pounds, strong, press kind of corner. I don't know. You could go 23 that's a crazy number. I feel like it could go so many ways based on the way that the draft falls.
Mm-hmm.
But 11, I went to Talisi Fuaga for sure.
Nice.
So
Kevin
can I
wants
give
Bowers.
I'm gonna tell you what I think could happen because if you watched the Baltimore Ravens, you have an idea of like what they do. It's a yo-yo. It's like up, back, jump up, come back, jump up, come back. I think we go Brock Bowers at 11.
Mm-hmm.
We take the 23 pick. We trade up from the 23 to take Fuaga at like 13, 14. And we get both our guys. We give up like a second, third. That's what I want.
So Bowers and Fuaga in the first?
Bowers and Fuaga in the first.
I can get behind that for sure.
Or one of the other top tier right tackles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
like I feel like we don't have a corner right now, and free agent corners are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We have Zont,
or you could get like you'd be surprised what's going to land in the second round. Like what was it? Kool-Aid McKinstry, second round. But he's like falling down draft boards right now, and I don't know why. No one can explain why he's falling down draft boards.
Mm-hmm.
But like Kool-Aid McKinstry, like because it's a dope name, could be a great pickup for us. But like we'll see what happens in the second round. Like I think it's not just going to be like trading back. I feel like they're going to like trade back, jump up a little bit, come back. It's going to be like a rock and roll kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Busy.
Sounds a lot of moving and a shaking.
Yeah.
Wheeling and a dealing.
Yeah, one of those.
All right, there you go. Manuelito Pedito, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Mr. Pekar, who asked the question. Okay, 16 days away. Oof, I cannot take it much more. Mock draft here, mock draft there. Why do I love mock drafting so much? I think I have a problem, guys. Now I'm not going to ask you who you think they're going to take if this happens and that happens and the proverbial draft pick fairy that resides in your mock drafting system farts a magic cloud of fairy dust and sprinkles it all over your trades, giving you everything you want for your perfect little draft. No, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to ask. Is there a scenario that you would not like? Is there a selection outside of no selection or selecting a QB at number 5 that you would not be happy with? Because those are downright dumb.
Okay, love you, boys. Way to represent, even though you were in Raider colors at the Charger press conference, Coach Kyle. BTFU, FTR, K love you, bye. Wow. I'm not
Kyle.
gonna do that.
Shit.
Oh my God. Kyle, don't you have like a nice powder blue shirt or something you could have worn?
Didn't think about that.
He just broke his brain, Bobby.
He looked nice, Bobby. Leave him alone.
I was trying to dress up, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah.
Cripes.
Well,
All right.
you guys answer this one.
He's all dejected.
I'm a fraud.
No.
I'm a fraud.
All right.
Okay.
What's a scenario, Kevin, that you would hate? You would just be pissed the off.
Here's the thing.
Like,
man.
I think a lot of our fan base, if Joe Alt is the pick at 5, would be livid.
I
How
love
would
that
you
you're
feel if
answering
Joe
this.
Alt is the pick? No, I mean, I'm not answering. I'm giving an option. Like, if
Okay.
Joe Alt is the pick at 5, are you pissed off?
I'm not.
Here's the thing. I'm excited. This year, I'm going full-blown feather. I'm going full-blown Ortiz, Harbaugh feather. Whatever they want to do, I'm in for, baby.
They draft a punter in 5. You're like, awesome. Let's go.
That's a psychotic scenario. That's not a feather I want to be a part of. And in reality, there's nothing I'm scared of. Not a thing.
Yeah, I can't think of a scenario that they would pick at 5 because right now there's so many crazy things that have happened this offseason that I just have to trust the process. You know, if they pick a guy that nobody's been talking about, as long as it's what's that?
Like last year.
Well,
to Quentin Johnson, it was not.
It came out of nowhere.
That, but I'm honestly thinking more of like the Trey Pipkins situation where like you pick the guy and everybody's like, who
is
have
he?
any paperwork on him? Like Trey Pipkins, am I saying that right? Like that was a situation that I think I would be like, whoa, in the first round at pick 5.
I don't think he can be drafted again, but you're right.
On. But you know what I'm saying? That type of a scenario.
We draft a currently rostered player.
Yeah.
We
Travis
take Trey
Rex,
Pipkins.
Tom Brady.
I'd be upset about that, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
He's out of this
upset.
draft.
He can't play anymore.
Yeah, that would be weird and awkward.
But I don't. I
Not-
honestly, to put a button on this, I do
Yes.
not see a place where even if we're at 5, whatever they decide, if they can't get a trade partner, it's going to be what's right.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna give them a couple years before before I start to get shitty about their picks because we're all injured fawns. We're all coming from this place of not being like safe or comfortable and skittish. Like we're not sure what's going on. You know what I mean? Like it just the draft is a scary time for Charger fans. So like what was that?
Who?
That smells
Mock
weird.
draft?
Is that a hunter? Yeah, exactly. And like no one wants that. So we're just gonna like go easy, go calm, and we're gonna find our way through this first round into second round, third
Keep
round.
calm and let them cook.
That's right.
All right, there you go. Mr. Pekar, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Farnsey, who asked the question.
G'day, gang. It's been a little while. So stoked for Coach to go to the team's presser and hang out at the facility. A bit random, but worth the question. Could we draft Brock Bowers as receiver? The dude looks more like a Julian Edelman than a tight end at the moment, and seeing we have picked up veteran blocking tight ends, he could then get bigger and develop. Keep up the Fabo pod and bolt the up from down under. K-love you, bye.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. In 1 week, I went full blown like Bowers mode. I don't know what happened. I got caught in the right area. Like I was on social media and people started posting about him. I was like, oh, you're right. I couldn't like dodge it. You know what I mean? Like I was just I was in the Bowers mode. So that sounds cool. Like I would love that, you know, because if you look at him, you look at how he not only runs his routes, but how he finishes his finishes. He's so freaking fast, dude. It is so not a tight end, man.
Listen, he is not. Julian Edelman's 5'10", 198. Brock Bowers is 6'4", 240. Those are not the same.
One of these things is not like the
other. Yeah. I get it. Maybe he's a 6'4", 240. Like, that's still a big boy.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
But
like,
he's really fast, Kyle.
Yeah.
He's just been labeled. I know he's been labeled light because for whatever reason. And so people, like, there was a picture with him again, like next to Gronk, and it was like, oh, he's little.
Well, but Gronk's in like cheeseburger twilight of his life. Like, he's not like normal, like, football Gronk.
Brock Bowers is SEC tight end blocking against Auburn and Mississippi State and like Florida, and he's beating guys up. So it's not as if Brock Bowers is Julian Edelman over there at tight end blocking people.
Doesn't that sound like
a tight end?
Doesn't that sound like the perfect wide receiver that's not a wide receiver that also blocks for our new head coach? Doesn't it seem like the perfect guy for that situation for him? You know what I mean?
He's
like,
also still only 22 years old. He's not as if he's done growing.
Yeah.
The guy's going to continue to put weight on, especially get him with Ben Herbert. I would love Brock Bowers. I just don't think you can financially in the building of a team, you can't put that much money into a rookie tight end.
At 11?
You just kind of get handcuffed at 5. At 11, that's much better. The money looks a lot better. At 5, that's too much money for a guy that's not proven himself yet.
I don't think he's going to be at 5, but if you trade back to 11, I've done some PFFs. I've done some real mock drafts.
He's done his research.
I've done some research, bro. And if you can trust me when I say, a lot of people want to trade up with us. You know what I mean? Like, based on PFF. But I could see it happening. I could see it happening. 11, maybe 13, 15. I don't know where they're going to trade back, but if they can get back there and grab him, like, that would be huge, because he's not just a tight end. He's also a wide receiver. Like, you look at his hands. You don't have tight ends catching balls like crazy back doing stupid shit.
Sweeps. He's like like a Darius Davis fly sweep guy.
He's a weapon. He's not just a tight end. And I think that's why he's being labeled in a weird way. And like, you can't like draft him like that, but I don't think that he's.
You know what would be real shitty is if the Chiefs moved up and picked up Brock Bowers.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bowers.
I will draft him before them just because. I don't want them to have him, because he's the classic tight end that they would move up to draft and screw us for the next 10
There's no way
years.
He can get to 32. He can't get to 32.
No.
And they can't move. They're so far back. It's costs so much to move up to where he's going to be drafted. So
no.
Sorry, Chiefs.
Not happening.
God, I kind of want to draft him more now. Like, you guys talk me into it.
Dude, I feel like a good litmus test is like, how would you feel if he went to the Chiefs? And if you're like pissed off, you need to draft him.
Like, what happened if Fuaga went to the Chiefs? Would you feel as bad as Brock Bowers going?
I would be equally pissed off.
Put him right next to Brock Bowers. Who's got the little?
I don't know. I'd be pissed off with both. I think that's a good litmus test. Like, whoever we draft, be like, okay, maybe this isn't what I was expecting, but if he went to the Chiefs, would I be pissed?
Mm-hmm.
And if you would be pissed, good draft.
That's who you should draft.
Yeah, that's a good draft.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Farnsey, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Zach Shelton, who asked the question.
Hey guys, been a little while since I've sent in a question, but I always enjoy watching the show. It's getting interesting with our draft position. I've seen so many different directions leading up to the draft. Some people think we should take a tackle. Some others think that if a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors falls to us, that you don't pass up that pick. There's also some people that think we should trade down with Minnesota if that becomes an option and get both of their first round picks. For me, I don't know what to think. I would not mind taking one of the top receivers in the draft, even though I have Odunze higher than the other two. But also, I would not mind trading back and getting more picks and then maybe getting a cornerback and defensive tackle. It's up to you if you want to choose what option you would love to do. But mainly my question is, do you think that there are so many different directions that this team could go? Do you like that? Or would you rather there be a more concrete plan?
I would love a plan that I knew what was going to happen. Would actually be pretty cool. But
yeah, but then people can plan around you.
Right.
You know, like you become predictable, and then the draft, the other teams are like, well, this is what they want to do. So we know they're not taking our guy.
We know
So
they
I'm
need
not
a
need to move
quarterback.
on.
We're
Yeah,
fine. We don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I like being an oddball because I think it's more exciting too. The buildup is a little bit like more like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? But it's also more exciting of like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Right. What's in the Christmas present?
It feels like a win-win-win situation with
Right.
the 5 pick and so many ways that you can go.
Yeah. You've got your list. You've got your Christmas list of all the things you want for Christmas this year. And there's a present sitting under the tree with your name on it. What's in it?
It's good.
You know they saw the list. You know they got you something off the list. What's it going to be? That's exciting.
I
That's
got a
fun.
question for the weird Christmas present. I don't know if you guys saw the news. Tavondre Sweat from Texas, the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Just got a DUI.
Right.
Third round.
Maybe.
You guys willing to
Under
turn a blind
Telesco,
eye?
I would have said never.
Not a character guy.
Ortiz?
Right.
Under Ortiz, maybe.
Maybe
The
he
price is
falls
right.
to the right place. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit.
I do like the idea of us maybe getting a bargain like that. Whereas with Telesco, you never would have got a bargain.
Right.
It would have been like, no, that guy's dead. He's dead to me. He didn't go to Notre Dame, and now he has a criminal record.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah.
He better be great on his taxes this year, because if they're gonna call him and see if he had like weird tax situation, I'm not drafting him.
Yeah.
It's not the move.
No.
We're gonna go through the IRS before we figure out if we're gonna draft you.
We're gonna
The IRS will be in the war room.
One guy named the IRS
cracking on his laptop. They're good.
Yeah.
No back taxes. They're good.
No liens. You're good.
No liens. You're fine. Keep going.
All right. Well, there you go. Zach Shelton. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Coach Lago, who asked the question. What's up, Coach Wool Dog? Oh, hey, Kev. Guess you're here too. Hi. But motherfucking Boltfam, do we understand that we have a complete motherfucking coaching staff around our boy now? Motherfucker, I'm excited. The confidence Hayden Hurst had in his presser about giving Justin a mother bussin' run game has me motherfucking giddy. Quentin motherfucking Johnston has a huge bounce back season being used correctly. You heard that shit here. Who has a better 2024 season? Josh or QJ? Yards, receptions, TDs. Also, motherfuckers, have you ever had anyone look at you with the intensity Ben Herbert had in his presser? I've been in the mirror, but motherfucker, that man coming for my job. I'm still not motherfucking over last week, so K, I kind of like you. Bye.
Coach, don't be angry.
He's still mad at you, Kev.
He's still mad.
Still mad at me. I'm sorry, Coach. I love you. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm in Canada.
Keep saying it.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, eh?
Sorry, eh?
You didn't mean to hurt your feelings, eh?
Yeah, sorry, eh?
Man, this school have a Labatt's blue.
Sorry, eh?
All right, so who's going to have the better 2024 season, Josh or QJ? Yards, receptions, TDs.
Kev already projected 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, really.
You want to hear something crazier? I think Palmer's going to
No.
have just a pinch more than that.
Oh my God. But we're still going to run the ball more?
Goofy.
You're goofy.
No, it's just funny that you're like, Quentin John's going to have an amazing season, but Josh Palmer's going to have maybe just a little bit
Slightly
because I
better.
forgot he was on the team.
And
That's
we're
not
still
true.
going to draft a
but it's
receiver in the
fact.
first round.
We're not drafting a receiver in the first round.
Unless Marvin Harris.
And he's going to also have
That's Marvin
1,000.
Harrison Jordan. And then, well, he's got to throw 4,000 yards to
It's
somebody.
3,000
Might as well be
yards.
those guys. You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's very true.
Those thousands of yards from Justin have to go to somebody. Might
Based
as well
on what
be.
I've seen, I would have to say that Josh Palmer is going to have a better year. I think he's more polished.
He's primed for it.
He's done more.
Yeah, he's got more of
Now
a
is
rapport
his
with Justin.
opportunity to really step up into a situation and be the guy.
And it's a contract year for him, right?
It is a contract year. Yeah, I think
So, yeah, this is
everything
opportunity
lines
to
up
ball
for Josh
out.
Palmer to be the guy this year.
Yeah.
QJ, I think he's gonna improve for sure.
Yeah.
I just think that Josh right now needs it more, and I think he has more. He's just he's a professional. I don't know. He's been through all the little things that QJ still is figuring out. So I think Josh Palmer's going to be the guy. He's going to be the wide receiver 1. I'm honestly not scared going into a season where they're going to have to fill out the room. You need more bodies in there. There's just not enough bodies. But if Josh Palmer's wide receiver 1, it doesn't, like, with the new offense with Justin, everyone was obsessed with T. Billy. Like, Josh Palmer's better than T. Billy. And if he's our wide receiver 1, it doesn't scare me. I think there's still ways to win football games like that.
Yeah. I think it's just depth is what everyone's worried about. So I'm more interested in like late round draft picks on wide receivers to fill out our room.
There's still a lot of free agents
early
there too.
Right. Yeah. There's going to be some guys that we didn't even talk about that might come in and be perfect for Justin. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all about being the perfect wide receiver for Justin.
Agreed. All right, Coach Lago, there you go. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Andrew Ramsey, who asked the question.
Charger chat. Oh, there I was listening to the show last week. Jolly as a man who just experienced the first time, the first time, hoo-ha, the first time you ever went to a Chargers game. Then, all of a sudden, I heard my name come out of Coach Kyle's mouth during Marco's question about not liking my odds. What the actual Will Smith and Jada Pinkett? Hoo-ha. You think being on Athea's bad side is bad? Oh, you better get off the track because the freight train is coming, baby. No more putting chase cards through your plastic cardboard mouth, buddy. They're going straight up the life-size cardboard version of you. Hoo-ha! Rant over. LOL. Here is my question. Do you think Jim Bob brings back the fullback position with the signing of Ben Mason, tight end fullback, over how they utilized Max Bresden, tight end fullback at Michigan last year with over 41 snaps at fullback? I know Mr. Picard would be proud, and I won't curse him like I did Xander Horvath if that happens. Love you, Adam, Kevin, and Kyle Richards. Bye.
I don't know. Did you guys watch the Ben Mason highlights from his time?
No, and we didn't even mention that the Chargers signed Ben Mason.
They signed Ben Mason, but he played in Michigan and he got all the goal line carries. Like he had like a ton of touchdowns as a fullback, which is very interesting. So yeah, he's bringing back the old peeps. You know what I mean? Fresh peeps.
Yeah, I think Ben Mason is an F. Like when you look at the position groups, he is an F, but that doesn't mean he just has to be a fullback that's like 2 yards back, right behind the quarterback. I think you're going to see a lot of him as like a wing because you've seen a lot of all these offenses now where the wing will like pull. It's almost like a pulling guard to be able to go and lead block, but you can overload a defense to one side, lining up your wing on the right. And then at the snap, he just pulls behind line of scrimmage to the left and he serves as a lead block or can get into the flat. I kind of see that being, but he could also line up as a power I or in a split or so. I just think the tight end is not as single dimensional as it used to be. The fullbacks nowadays are tight ends, running back morphed into one position. So, but yeah, obviously it's very clear what Harbaugh's doing with bringing in the tight ends that we've brought in. With bringing in Ben Mason, like don't overthink it. He's rebuilding the offense that he likes to run.
For sure.
No, it's very exciting. All right. Well, there you go. Andrew Ramsey, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to BoltFan24, who asked the question.
Frank.
What existing player had a breakout season this upcoming season? A player that we think the new coaching staff will have the biggest impact with?
I think QJ is the biggest one because he's a first-round pick that no one was happy about when the season was over. So I think that is the easiest, like it's kind of a cop-out answer because it's the easiest one to be like, he's going to be better.
Comparatively to last season. Yeah.
He is going to be better and he's going to get more targets. Like look at what our wide receiver room is now. He's like the highest pedigreed wide receiver on the roster. So get him in there, start extending and catching balls out of the jug machine. Like just get your hands ready for the rockets that, Justin's throwing. But I think it's going to be QJ for me for sure. And it's going to be a shock to a lot of fans. Like he's going to start doing stuff that are like, people are like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, why was I so mean to him? This is not fair. Oh my God.
I think Joey Bosa could be that. I think Joey Bosa could have a real bounce back year, especially if he stays healthy. That defense, I think, is going to get crazy and physical, and I think he's just going to have a monster year.
Sure.
That's my hope. That's what
That's good. I'm hoping that Deion Henley can be a guy. Like, I want him to be a
that
stud.
too. Yeah.
I just think he's going to fit better he didn't really get a shot last year. We drafted him high and he didn't even get an opportunity to play with the linebacking core basically in a full reset right now.
It's him and Perriman right now.
Yeah, with Eric Kendricks gone, Kenneth Murray gone, it's a full reset at the middle linebacker position. So he has to do better because he didn't even get to play. And I was really excited for the opportunity to see what he could do as a hybrid type of linebacker has safety experience and can kind of be an every down type of dude. So I think he's gonna benefit a lot from just a change of scenery, a new coach, new perspective on him, and give him a new opportunity.
There you go. 3 names to look at there, Bolt Fan 24. Thank you for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Bolt Fam with Ather Kader.
Ather
Kader.
Who asked the question?
Championship, my boys! I have 3 bold predictions. 1 for the draft, 1 for the season, and 1 for the playoffs, baby! NFL draft bold prediction. Chargers move up to 3 spots with the Patriots and get wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. Regular season Chargers win the AFC West and 13-4 and get number 2 seed in AFC. Herbert gets MVP, baby! Harbaugh Coach of the Year, baby! Last Charger wins 2 playoffs games, but come up short in the AFC title game to eventually Super Bowl champions Bengals. However, Herbert will get his ring in 2026, baby. Kevin, my baby, go first. What do you think? Followed by Coach Kyle and my number 1 love, Wool Dog, baby. FTR, let's go. Bolts up, baby. Okay, love you. Bye, baby.
I'm going to strongly disagree with number 1.
With the move up?
The move up to 3.
Careful.
I'm sorry, Ather. I think you could not be more wrong with that. I love you. 2 and 3, awesome. I'm in. It's what is it? Regular AFC West and 13-4, and then Herbert gets MVP. Sounds great.
Harbaugh Coach of the Year, yeah.
I think we're getting to the AFC Championship year. I think that might be happening.
All right. Coach Kyle, what do you think?
I don't know what to say.
Maybe it'd be better to not say anything.
If you don't have something nice to say, don't say
anything at all.
I think it's very aggressive to consider moving up 2 spots.
I love that you're taking
Marvin Harrison.
No, it's not happening. Sorry. I don't mean that like that. Like it
would be aggressive, is what Kevin was trying to say.
Yeah, it's too aggressive. It's a little aggressive.
Up 2 spots. I think we're in a position to wait and see how things fall to us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the trade will be done deal until the 5 minutes the Chargers are on the clock. And we know what's there to be decided.
And I hate that, but I know you're right.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Because there's so much that could happen. If 4 quarterbacks go before us, that's insanity. Mm-hmm. You have the best. You get to pick the best player in the whole draft,
right?
Because I think all of these quarterbacks are overrated. To be honest, I have no faith in Caleb Williams being the guy. Drake May. Honestly, maybe the guy.
Drake may be.
But no one is all in on him. I don't know. I would, if I was quarterback needy, I wouldn't be stoked about this draft. But it seems like all of these teams are going so all in on these 4 guys. So I think you sit and wait at 5 and see what happens. And then once you get there and you have everything on the table, that's when the trade potentially happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ather, you may be right. You know what? It may be just crazy enough to be right.
You're so scared of Aether. I love it.
I'm playing the politics a little bit here. I think at 5 you sit and wait to see what happens.
Right.
Because you're so high already. It doesn't make sense to give up. I love how Aether just said, F everything everyone's saying. I'm going up in the draft.
It's a bold prediction.
Kiss my butt. I'm going
Screw it.
up.
I want to secure
my
this.
second round pick.
Yeah. Everyone's going left. I'm going right.
Yeah.
I think.
Zigging and zagging.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, Kyle. They're in such a great position where they can just sit back, put their hands behind their head, and just go like, "All right, let's see what we get. What kind of who's got an offer for me?
Nice,
I'll wait.
Exactly.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what they're offering.
Oh,
What do you
that's
got?
nice.
Oh, okay. Well, they're beating your. It's
wait,
just go
wait.
back and forth.
It's
like,
coming in. It's coming in. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that too.
Yeah. So I mean, they have their pick of whatever. If somebody wants to trade up into that spot. If 4 quarterbacks do end up going. And I think even if Marvin Harrison Jr. goes at 4, there's still opportunities for other teams to come up. Any quarterback hungry teams that want to come up and get a quarterback if 4 don't go in the first 4.
We're in the perfect spot, dude. We're
the
100% the perfect spot. We're gonna be able to trade back and get more cap. Like we need more players. It's just a fact.
Right.
Our team is decimated by the fact that we have players that are not on the roster anymore. We are going to draft more than what we have allocated right now. Yeah,
and still paying Jason
who's not in the league anymore.
Right.
He's got a full blown,
just a free agent.
Full blown fired.
So, but yes, I think we can all agree with the rest of those bold predictions there, Aether. I think we are 100% on board.
Yep. No, but I won't say that. I don't think 2026 is the year. Maybe 2025 is the year. Because I'm not going to go through a whole year of doing this podcast to think that he's not going to win the Super Bowl this year. Can we be honest? Can I be honest? Aether, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to be angry with you. I don't want you to be angry with me. I want to be cool, but I don't think that but as a fan, this could be our year.
Out of this show.
I know.
No.
About to kill if you buy us.
Ish don't think so. I'm not. This is not the moment. I just want to tell him how I feel, and I'm sorry.
The floor is yours.
That's it. That's how I felt.
Okay. There you go, Aether. You know who to direct your anger at on the next episode. Thank you for asking the question, and thank you everybody for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. You guys make this episodes what they are, and this was a humdinger of an episode. But I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
Trade back.
2025.
Trade back.
There you go.
2025.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
K love you, bye.
K love you, bye.
K love you, bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Some people like their alcohol with the slightest taste of alcohol. Some people like their drinks with the faintest of flavors. Others like their drinks to not knock them down in the dirt. Well, this drink ain't for you. Gus Edwards Stiff Arm Malt Beverage packs a punch right in your mush. Full of taste bud punching flavors and 100 proof alcohol, there's no better stiff drink to reach for than a Gus Edwards Stiff Arm. Please drink responsibly.